All right, so in this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about how to manage time, which is essentially managing your tasks, managing all of the stuff that you need to do. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of my favorite tools and my new favorite tool that I'm currently using that literally, it just makes sense. I don't know if any of you out there ever heard the quote from Mozart, right? So when Mozart, I believe he was about 7 or 8 years old, and he could play the piano like nobody's ever seen before. And somebody asked him, they said, "How are you able to do that?" And his answer was, "It just makes sense." He looked at the piano and the way it was built and the stuff, it just made sense. And so anyways, I have stumbled upon a new tool that it seems semi-popular out there. And even my first couple of days of using it, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't making sense. And then all of a sudden it clicked. And I was like, oh, this is exactly like the other tool that I found back when I was going through law school. Now, the reason I make that reference and explain that to you, for those of you that may have not done that, law school is all about managing a lot of stuff and being able to keep it all organized. You have a lot of stuff. There's a lot of material, and you get overloaded with so much stuff. And when I found this Microsoft OneNote, literally everything became organized for me. And I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best organization tools I've had. Jumping into the business world, I tried all of the tools out there, you know, your Trellos and all these different things that people want to do. But however, the one that I've always gravitated to was Wrike, because it just made sense, the whole system. The problem that didn't make sense was the cost. You know, literally to have my whole team, it was very expensive. And to actually use all the features of it that I needed to use the way that I wanted to use them, like, you'd have to pay so much money. You had to buy like the business level. And so I've always just had like the very first level. And last year I transitioned over to Asana. And I liked Asana for all the other people that work within my organization or, you know, my enterprise, because it's just easy. It's very easy visually, very easy to see things. And it was able to accomplish the functions that I needed. So Asana is like the Trello. However, I just found this new tool and now really exploring it, and it literally makes super sense. Okay. So here's what I want to do is I want to explain to you a high level way of seeing things. This way you can keep things organized. And the first thing that you should think about of how to organize anything is you should think about what is one of the greatest organization systems in the world? And that is the card catalog. How many of you have walked into a library and were able to go find the exact piece of information that you are searching for in a massive library, right? How do you do it? Go over to the computer. I need to find a topic on sales. They go over and they give you, okay, great. Over there, it's all organized by the 100 to 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. You're like, I don't care, even though that they do have a whole system, it's all organized. Then they say, okay, go over to the section, the 500 section, go over to the 560 section, and then it's number 569.32 ZLF, right? And so that whole system, if you think about it, what they've done is they have organized all of this information massive amounts into essentially these categories, then subcategories, and then specifics, right? So if you think about the different levels, so when I didn't make that connection when I was going back and trying to retain a lot of information, but that's exactly what I was doing as I went through school. And then when I found OneNote, it just makes sense that there's like a main point that you're trying to learn, or a main thing you're trying to remember. Then there's like a sub point, and there's always like then the sub points, right? Generally speaking, that hierarchy. And that's really why I loved OneNote. And so let me go ahead and share with you my my OneNote. Inside of here, these books, which I want to show you. So what happens here with OneNote, and again, this is why I love this, was like I went and took a trip to Texas, then Boise, and then 2 things in Texas, and then one in Boise, right? So this was like the first one. I went to digital marketing headquarters. When I was there for a day, I was listening to all these people speak. And I can come in here and do all this different stuff. I can take images, all this different stuff. Then I went to another speaking thing and I did all these people speak. Then I flew to, I could take pictures. I went into Boise. This is Russell Brunson's. I heard Julie Stoyan, Steve Larson. And so this whole thing makes complete sense. It's all like a topic. And so you can literally see this. And so this whole idea of being able to absorb this information, it's really like if you think about a 5-subject notebook, right? Or 3 subject notebooks, these multi-subject notebooks. And so your whole account, if you think about it, what I'm about to show you, this tool, just like OneNote, my OneNote account that I have is like a box that contains all of these multi-subject notebooks. They contain all these multi-subject notebooks. And so inside of the multi-subject notebooks, I say, okay, great. Well, like for me in college or whatever, okay, I need to go and find the book on, at the time, maybe contracts, right? So for college, I'd, contracts, civil law, all that different stuff, history, math, right? And so I need to go in there, but then I need to go find inside of the math book, I need to go find the section on multiplication. And so I can actually flip through the tab, and the tab will bring me right to the section on multiplication, and I can find what I'm looking for. And like that whole filing system just makes sense. And that's literally what this OneNote, how it was built. Like whoever created it was like, oh, it just makes sense. It's smart. And so now this tool that I'm using is built just like that with all these other features. So I just want you to think in terms of that as I go ahead and just show you. So for example, let me go ahead and share with you the tool. And the tool here is the ClickUp. Okay, it's ClickUp. And so what it's able to do is like, I'm able to divide my different stuff. So for example, I just have some personal stuff. Renzo's, on my team. Then like I have my Webinly Agency Partners Program, right? So this is all my Agency Partners Program. And so now we're going through some onboarding stuff. And so, for onboarding, here's a doc that we're working on. This is like the different tasks. So this might be for, get new members, contact info, right? I can just do I can put down the notes, right? New members, contact info. I go ahead and do that. I can assign it to people, of course. I can make notes on it, all the stuff that you would normally think that you can do. But then obviously you have like the board, right? So the board, and obviously it's been having a little glitch today, but the board is stuff like this, and you can move things along, right? So you have all these little options. And then what's really cool too now is like you can actually look at the calendar right inside of here. And so again, I'm inside of this one little thing, and then we've got like the actual document that we're working on. So like here's the document, which is actually pulled in from Google Drive. So I'll show you like my Google Drive is, super organized. And so like if you go into my Google Drive, you'll see that I have my different websites, which is all O2. Then I have like my team members, and then we have marketing. Marketing is basically O4, and then videos O5, and then other stuff. But so for example, underneath my Webinly, we go into here, if we go into this folder, you'll see if you were running your company, you can have different departments too. So like I have admin, clients, marketing, all these different stuff. But so for example, the agency program inside of here, I've got these different onboarding documents, and I'm able to actually bring in the actual onboarding document. So, oops, I didn't mean to hit refresh. Sorry. So these like documents that we're constantly like working with at the moment, I don't have to like link to them and be like, here's a link to the document, go ahead and work on it. It's really cool. It brings your whole environment right in for you. So for example, like here's that document. And so literally, like you can literally see right inside of here, like the whole document, and we're working on it. So I'm over here and like you can highlight it. It's got all the functions that clearly like Google Docs has. So we have all that different stuff, then, clearly the calendar. And so for me as a business owner, and I'm obviously managing many projects. So like my Webly Agency Partners program, I'm also managing my agencypreneur program, right? So I'm building out a sales team at the moment. I currently offer funding to my students. There's funding, there's a whole onboarding process here. There's all this little different stuff. And so I'm really able to see this. So if I wanted to see everything going on from that's inside of the project. So for example, I have Renzo, who's my right hand. I can quickly check on it and be like, okay, great. So I can go and look at the calendar. But if I just want to dial in to just the onboarding part, I can do that too. And if I truly wanted to be at a very, very macro level, I can go and look up here. So anyways, I wanted to just quickly cover a little bit about how to go ahead and, manage your time, because managing your time is really going to come down to managing the tasks. Even myself, I still find myself that like when I jump on in the day, like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing first? What am I supposed to be doing second? And, I used to always like, I'm notorious for this. I still will. It's just going to be a habit that I have. I constantly write like this stuff. Even to this day, I'm fully committing to transferring. Watch. So like, this is my legal pads, right? But I put like what I'm supposed to be doing, and I have like a checkbox that I do it, did I not do it? And so, I've got like my stuff with these yellow pads. And so I have committed to being able to operate my life from this. That's what I want. Their app, although kind of it takes a second for you to learn, the app I'm actually finding like not that bad. I'm able to do things. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I am on a paid plan with ClickUp, so I can't tell you the difference between the paid and the free yet. I do know that the paid one is a big whopping $7. Asana is right now, it's cost me $48 a month because you have to buy 5 seats. Wrike, it's going to cost the same amount because you have to buy 5 seats. And obviously the Trello is free. But I got to tell you, I've realized I spent like the last few days starting to really organize my business, moving in here, and I'm super excited about this ClickUp. And if you like this video, let me know below, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and create more videos like this for you and give you along as I start to build it out. Because like with a lot of my stuff, my software, my programs, it requires onboarding. It requires them to fill out forms. It's requiring them to fill out funding forms and documents and stuff like that. And I'm able to literally pull it all in here. It's going to be a little bit of a process for me. I know that it's going to take me a couple of weeks to actually get it all up and going, but I'm absolutely ecstatic about everything that I've been seeing. And again, as Mozart said when he looked at a piano, it just makes sense. Literally does make sense. So thanks so much.